Good morning, dear students. This is Vivek Kumar, lecturer at Doon Valley Institute of Pharmacy and Medicines. Today, in this video lecture, we are going to continue with our topic that we have started in our previous lecture, that is family planning. Before continuing with our lecture, let us take a quick recap of what we have studied regarding this topic in our previous lecture. So, what is family planning? Family planning literally means to plan family, that is, to decide the number and timing of children in the family. The World Health Organization in 1971 defined family planning as a way of thinking and living that is adopted voluntarily upon the basic knowledge, attitude, and responsible decisions by individuals and couples in order to promote the health and welfare of the family group and thus contribute effectively to the social development of the country. Now, let us know the objectives of the family planning. Its main objectives are to avoid unwanted births, to bring about wanted births, to regulate the intervals between pregnancies, to control the timing at which births occur in relation to the age of the parents, to determine the number of children in the family. Family planning was considered as a basic human right at Tehran in United Nations Conference on Human Rights in 1968. Thus, couples or individuals have full right to decide the number and intervals between their children and to have full information about the available family planning methods. Due to numerous misconceptions, for example, some associate it with sterilization and other equate it with birth control. In the mind of people, family planning was named as family welfare program. The family welfare program aims to improve the quality of life of the people. Now let's move on to know the scope of family planning welfare services. As per views of WHO expert, family planning includes in its purview proper spacing and limitation of births, advice on sterility, education for parenthood, sex education, screening for pathological conditions related to the reproductive system, genetic counseling. Some other points are also there, like premarital consultation and examination, marriage counseling, carrying out pregnancy test, preparation of couples for the arrival of their first child, providing adoption services. Before moving on to know the importance of family planning, let us discuss the health aspect of family planning. The effect of family planning on health can be discussed as under. The first one is effects on women health. Second one is effects on fetal health. And the third one is effect on child health. So, coming on to the first, that is effect on women health. Now, under this, pregnancy can mean serious problem for many women. The risk enhances as the mother grows older and after she has had 3 or 4 children. Family planning, by interfering in the reproductive cycle of women, helps them to control the number, gap, and timing of pregnancies and birth, and thereby decreases maternal mortality and morbidity and improves health. Now let us know the health aspect of family planning on fetal health. A number of congenital defects are associated with advancing mother's age. Such congenital defects can be avoided by timing the birth in relation to the mother's age. Fetal undernutrition can be avoided by teaching mothers about nutrition. Now let's come on to the last one, that is effect on child health. Child mortality increases when pregnancies occurs in rapid succession. Family planning by birth spacing ensures survival of all children in a family. The child is likely to receive his full share of love, care, and nutrition when the family size is small and births are properly spaced. Now, what is the importance of family planning? It ends hunger and poverty. It increases the education. It empowers women. It improves infant health. It improves maternal health. It decreases HIV/AIDS it saves the environment, and it supports partnerships. Till now, we have studied almost every aspect of family planning. But what's the basic of it? How is pregnancy occurs? How can we use contraceptives? So, let's answer this question. How pregnancy takes place? A man and a woman must have coitus, that is sexual act, before the latter conceives. During this union, the sperms of the man enters the body of the woman to unite with ovum of the women to result in pregnancy. The important characteristic of the woman is that the ovaries in women produce only one ovum per month. This happens at about the middle of the menstruation cycle. The ovum remains alive for about 48 hours, and if it doesn't unite with sperm, it dies. Woman produces ovum as long as she is menstruating. So generally, up to the age of 40 to 45 years. The sperm of the man are being produced constantly until he reaches up to 70 or more years. These physiological facts enables one to decide the various measures to avoid pregnancy. Various contraceptive methods are based on these facts. At the time of coitus, the sperm are deposited in the vagina. The sperm travel up through the uterus and enters the fallopian tube, where the union of a sperm and ovum takes place. This impregnated ovum reaches into the cavity of the uterus and gets finally attached to its wall. Now the pregnancy begins. The normal event mentioned about leading to pregnancy can be interfered at various stages by using contraceptive methods. Now, let's come on to the concept of family welfare. Now, family welfare, what it leads to? It leads to education, prevention and treatment of major diseases, family planning is a part of it, and other aspects are written on these slides, that is women's welfare, employment, safe drinking water, MCH and RCH services.